Welcome to the Broker Collective podcast. I'm your host, Marcus Malone, president at HRO and the Broker Collective. And today it's just me, guys. This one's going to be amazing, I promise you. We're going to be talking about how to build and scale a referral partner program. Everybody wants referrals. Not everybody knows what it takes and what all goes into it, but something we know all too well here at HRO. It's how we've grown and doubled the size of our book of business here in the last 2-year period. But I'm excited to get into it with you all today. Marcus, president here at HRO and the Broker Collective. A lot of you guys know me through our partnerships with insurance brokers, but those of you who don't, we partner with around 70 insurance brokers across the nation right now. And, we plug in our HR and payroll solution into their suite of services in a really easy way for those agents that are partnered with us to be able to deliver that HR and payroll solution to their clients to drive new revenue to their books of business and better protect their books of business and increase retention. A lot of other value that's there in that partnership. But, today we're going to be talking about building referrals. I think the dream situation for all of us is really to generate leads while we sleep. That was really our mindset here at HRO back in 2020. The pandemic hit, really changed things for a lot of folks, changed things for us in a really good way, pushed us out of the traditional way of doing things and forced us to get creative. We took fast action on that, and that's how the Broker Collective was ultimately born. But for us, and me personally, 17 years in sales or sales leadership, and still extremely involved in sales and the marketing side here at HRO today. I know all about getting out there and grinding it out, networking, walking indoors, beating the streets, cold calling, pounding the phones. Believe me, nobody wants to do that forever. I sure didn't. Definitely reached a point where I was feeling pretty, burnout in that approach. Where my passion was really coaching and building people. And so I really, found a lot of passion and joy in that as I was blessed to step into leadership around 2013, but still, very much involved in the day-to-day, and always knew there's just got to be a better way. Like every now and then you see somebody who has this robust referral network and you're just like, how did you do it? Like, man, how do I have that? How do I create that situation for myself? And, what we did here was really pretty amazing. We took it from, just a thought and an idea in 2020 to now, again, over 70 insurance agency partners and, a totally new brand with the Broker Collective, the podcast, and, a lot of other resources that are at play to kind of nurture and really support our broker network. But today I'm going to kind of get into, not super down into the weeds, but I'm going to, and if any of you guys want to talk further about this, we can have maybe some side conversations about it. But I'm going to hit you kind of with the high level, step-by-step sort of really what goes into building, a system, really. Not just to go out and get a referral or two here and there, but to really build a system that can grow, that you can continue to build on, and ultimately to see bigger and bigger results and have leads really coming in while you sleep, right? Wake up, there's leads on the calendar, and having fun doing it too, building relationships. So I'll give you the 10 real quick, but I've kind of got 10 core components to this. There's more to it, but these are kind of the meat of it. And, number one is going to be getting committed. Number two is going to be identifying your best partners. Third would be understanding where they hang out. Fourth is going to be identifying what they engage with the most. Next is going to be clearly identify your value proposition, your why for this audience. You got to be solving a problem, right? Build a process. Overall, just having a general process for your whole system. And then having a really solid onboarding process is super important to this as well. Prepare them to succeed, make things super simple, and be a resource. So we'll touch on each of these in a little bit more detail. But I'm telling you, if you are wanting to completely transform the way you do business. Again, we doubled the size of our business in about a 2-year period. It was amazing, and there's so much more to it. Like in our industry, we average close win rate around 25 to 30%. The last 2 years, I guess 2022, we closed a 70% closed win rate, 7 out of 10 on referred opportunities we closed. 22 was a little lower, but still 60% closed win rate, which was still incredible. And now this year, we're on, probably a pretty similar trend to last year. But, when you think about getting into building referral networks, this is more than just, the old school, creating a friendship and from time to time they kick over a referral. It's about a system and a process, right? And so the first step to this is it's going to take a lot of energy, a lot of effort, and a lot of juice, right? And I don't know what your bandwidth is. I mean, we're a small company, we're around 20 employees. So it's not like we can put a big team of people on this and say, hey, just go all in and just focus on this thing. So this was, there was so much early on, like so much traction in the beginning of this that we went all in. I mean, as a company, our mission is building relationships with insurance brokers. That is our target audience, as you guys well know. But the first step in this process is going to be getting committed. I've been so many places and people they dip a toe in here and there, right? They try it for a month or two and then they panic because they don't have the 3 or 5 meetings they're trying to target per week. Like, you're going to have to step back and, realize that this is a building process, right? You got to build a foundation. You've got to build process. You have to have some things in place to make this take off the way that, you want it to. But you've got to get committed. You've got to go all in that this is going to be your strategy. There's going to be some testing of some different things involved, but you got to be committed to it and give it some effort, some energy, and some time. And then this is a big one. I mean, like for us, for example, there's a lot of people. I mean, anybody could refer us business, right? But who are our best partners? In the beginning, we were testing different relationships. We worked with VC firms and law firms. We had some success, but it wasn't, it just wasn't moving as fast as we hoped. And then we started kind of getting into the insurance broker space and realized very quickly there was just a massive amount of chemistry and synergy here with what we both do. And you guys, I mean, the insurance brokers are fighting those battles, competing against PEOs and payroll companies that are bringing that bundled solution, trying to take away your commercial insurance. And so it was just a perfect marriage when we started, going down the insurance broker path. And there's a ton of insurance brokers. Part of our value here is helping you guys differentiate yourselves. But there's a ton of you guys. There's insurance brokers on every corner. And so, there's a lot of our target audience, which is a great thing. So understanding who are your partners, right? So this is going to be a process of really maybe doing some homework and some research. But really, the better you can dial it in to a select audience, the better you can speak specifically to them. Which brings me to the next important point is understanding where they hang out, right? So for us, it's like, okay, insurance brokers, where do they hang out? Like, you guys, where are you hanging out on social media? You spend more time on Facebook groups? Is it LinkedIn? Are there insurance associations that you guys are spending a lot of time in? Like, where are you hanging out? Because the goal is really not to have a situation where we're just picking up the phone, calling one potential partner at a time. We want to speak to the masses. So how do we do that? And so, understanding where your audience hangs out will allow you to kind of do what we did and say, okay, if we've got these associations, these groups that have, 5,000, 10,000 insurance agency members, if we can get their buy-in on the value that we're bringing to the insurance broker network, then we can have those associations, the trusted source, push out messaging to their insurance broker audience to, basically pitch, a partnership opportunity with us to transform their agency. By doing that, we're talking about sending one email, reaching thousands of people, and, having 20, 30 meetings land on your calendar. Like, that's a beautiful thing. That's led us to, incredible growth with this program. some amazing relationships and friendships because of it. But you've got to understand your audience, you've got to understand where they hang out, and then you want to understand what they engage with, right? What type of content do they respond to? What type of, whether it's on social media or through email campaigns or whatever, even phone calls, right? What do they care about? What do they want to hear about? What type of topics and content are they engaging with right now in this moment? If you can understand that, it'll help you, draw them in and help you be able to connect better with them versus just throwing out a bunch of generic messaging and hoping something, has an impact or something sticks. This one is big for us. I mean, again, why the insurance broker space is such a beautiful thing, and just a perfect fit. You've got to clearly understand your value proposition, your why for the audience you're targeting to partner with, right? You want to understand, you want to be solving a problem for them. And so for us, it was clear with insurance brokers. We were solving multiple problems, especially in a hard market. We're solving, the issue of helping them protect their book of business from threats like ADP and Paychex and all these PEOs and payroll companies. We can help round out the agency, protect your book of business from those type of threats, driving new revenue, stickier revenue, even adding revenue to your current book of business by an average of 30% per client. So that's a part of it. Differentiating, right? Being able to bring a different type of solution to the table. There's many components. I mean, you guys get the picture. There's many problems that we were solving for the insurance agency space. So you've got to be solving a problem. You've got to understand clearly what your value proposition is to this audience that you're trying to target these partnerships with. Once you've done that, you kind of want to think about a process approach, right? A process-driven approach. And there could be, a lot of different components to this process, right? I mean, the process really starts on the front end with lead generation, right? How are you pulling potential prospect or partner opportunities into the funnel, the process of nurturing them to creating the partnership, and then the process for, what that partnership looks and feels like. How do they engage with you in that partnership? How do they get leads to you? What resources do you provide to them? How do they get paid? And there's just a lot of different components that you need to work out. You need to have a solid process from start to finish, from, lead generation to, helping onboard partners and working together seamlessly to win and win together and close new business. And the next one is the onboarding process. And it's a round process, but I singled out onboarding because it's such a big thing, right? I mean, anybody will say, well, hey, send me a referral and we'll pay you a referral fee, whatever. Like, everybody does that. We wanted this to feel, and I think if you want to get the most impact out of this for your business, you want this to feel like when you're bringing on a partner, like they're really becoming a part of something, right? This isn't just, hey, I've got a friend, John, over there that can help you with HR and payroll, or hey, this guy can help you with your insurance. No, they're like, our partners are becoming a part of something, right? They're becoming a part of a group, an elite group of insurance brokers who are really trying to separate and dominate in their industry. Right. And so we, thought about, let's build a solid onboarding process to where, we're providing resources and training and coaching during this process. And it feels like, you're onboarding, you're committed, you're going through this process, you're getting something, you're growing, and you're becoming more prepared through that onboarding process to be successful in the partnership. And, that leads right into the next critical, I think, really critical component to this is preparing your partner to succeed. And a lot of people miss this, right? I've seen this happen for years. You see people establish these relationships and, hey, yeah, well, let's work together where we'll start sending a bunch of opportunities you guys' way. And then you go your separate ways and you really never hear anything again. Or you might get one or two random opportunities a year. But what have you really done to prepare them to succeed? And so, think about materials, marketing material. We're building co-branded landing pages, co-branded digital flyers. We'll provide, kind of templated emails for our partners to blast out, monthly emails to nurture our partners and kind of give them insights to grow their agency. but we're providing resources, right? We're making sure that they are prepared, that they understand our process, and they have resources, tangible things that they can put in front of their prospect, put in front of their client, work into their daily routine to really make it easy for them to incorporate our solution into their day-to-day, which is the next step in this process that I think is absolutely critical. And, just as a business in general, this goes beyond partnerships, right? But the world, everybody's so busy nowadays, right? Especially going virtual. The biggest difference, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, now that we're all virtual, we're busier than ever, right? Your schedule stays packed. You've got Zoom after Zoom after Zoom. There's just not a lot of time for things. And so when you start talking about even things like a referral relationship and working something new into somebody's routine, oftentimes the immediate hurdle or concern is like, I'm already busy. Like, do I really have time to be thinking about referring in an insurance product? Do I really have time to think about, talking about HR and payroll with my client? So for us, simplicity is huge. You need to make this from start to finish, from the first conversation through the entire relationship and writing business together. You need to think about creating the most simplified process possible, right? Simplicity is key. Make it super easy for your partners to introduce you to opportunities. Make it super easy for them. They don't want to become an expert on insurance probably, but you want them to know enough to be able to have an intelligent conversation and introduce the thought and make an introduction to you guys so you as the expert can come in and do your thing. But you need to make a very simplified process that makes it easy for them to make introductions, easy to get you connected, easy for them to get paid. Simplicity every step of the way is the key. Simple for your partner to be able to incorporate you into their normal daily business. That's the key. You don't want them to feel like this is a distraction. And this is what happens with most relationships like this. It's like, I don't know enough to be an expert at what you do. I don't feel comfortable having those conversations. I don't have the time to divert from what I'm doing to think about, talking about insurance over here and referring you in. So you've got to think about how can you make it super easy for them to introduce you and your solutions, your services, without having to disrupt their flow. And be a resource. This is a big one, for us. This is why we have the podcast. This is why we have, and if you're not following this stuff already, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook. Make sure you're keeping up with the podcast. Like, I guarantee you're going to hear things every time you hear a piece of our live content that's going to help make you better. You're going to learn something that you can plug into your business to grow better, to retain clients better, to drive more revenue, or just to become a better, stronger salesperson in general. But be a resource, right? So what can you do to be a resource for your audience? The more you spend time building relationships, you spend time, whoever it is that you decide to partner with. Maybe it's CPA firms, maybe it's VC firms or private equity guys. Whatever it is, the more you can get to know them, understand them, what they care about, then you can start, nurturing them with other resources and support to help impact their core business. So not just about, for us, it's like, I think about it like, obviously there's a ton of value just with our insurance partners referring us HR and payroll opportunities. You send me a 20-man group, you make roughly $4,000 a year on the account. It's a beautiful thing, right? You've got, you make a simple introduction, you get life of the client residual commission. That's powerful in itself. But for me, I'm thinking about what else can we bring you guys that's going to impact your day-to-day, your core business, your insurance, your sales, your mindset, your mental health. Like, I want to be a resource to bring support in so many areas that you're always thinking about me, right? Like, you're always thinking about HRO and the broker collective. Like, you want your partner thinking about you and remembering you as much as possible because, you're bringing them resources, insights, you're supporting their growth journey in other ways outside of just the partnership that you've established with them. So I'm going to stop there today. I mean, I think I pretty much hit the 10 key points. There's a lot deeper I think we could go under every one of those points. But I mean, at the end of the day, guys, like if you're feeling like business development is stagnant, you're just tired of doing the same old thing, or the same old thing's just not working anymore, which is the case for a lot of us, especially since the pandemic. I mean, things are completely different than they've ever been before selling. I mean, completely different. Believe me, if you're doing the same stuff you were doing 5 years ago, you're probably one of the guys that are struggling and looking for answers. And we'd like to be able to help you with that. But, you know, if your vision, your hopes, your goals, your dream is to really, you know, set yourself up with a situation where, you know, you're having fun building relationships, making friends, you know, building relationships with people that are, you know, basically an extension of your sales team. And then you end up in a situation where each day you wake up, you've got new leads landing on your calendar and you didn't have to make a single cold call. It's an amazing feeling. And so hopefully, you know, what I've shared today, I mean, I can promise you there's no hope to it. I guarantee you, if you'll take this framework and start building on it and get committed and go all in on this, I guarantee you it will transform everything you're doing. You will see a night and day difference. I promise you. There's no better lead than a referral. I think we all know that. So hopefully, again, this gives you the framework of how to get started and get out there and go make it happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know, I tried to keep it short, sweet, to the point. And, you know, I know whoever listens to this, like, again, take this, put it into action. You're going to see amazing results. You know, if you want to learn more about what we're doing here at the Broker Collective and how we partner with insurance agencies, you know, you can always find out more at brokercollective.xyz. But please like, subscribe, YouTube channel, Facebook, live content is there, blog posts, other insights, all geared towards helping you guys grow more successful insurance agencies. Again, my name is Marcus Malone, president at HRO in the Broker Collective. Can't wait to catch you on the next episode. We'll talk to you then.